Today we're going to be talking about the best case scenario for the Democrats in the year 2020. So I did a video for the best chance Donald Trump has in 2020, the best chance the Democrats have in 2018, and the best chance Republicans had in 2018. So the only one that was missing was the best case scenario for the Democrats in the year 2020. So the reason why this is mainly important is because not much of this is going to change. I could have taken a map from 2012 or 2016 and put it in specific columns, put certain states in specific columns, and not much of it's going to change. We know states like Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, those ones probably aren't going to be toss-ups, and states like California, Oregon, and Washington are going to be reliably Democratic all the time. So there are a number of states that we can always project years ahead of an election in one certain column, and this map is probably not going to change much. The fact that I'm going to be very lenient to the Democrats in this video shows their range of an electoral college win. They're probably not going to win every state in the union, but they're probably going to get a clear majority in the electoral college. So let's go ahead and take a look into it. This is not a prediction, obviously, if you can tell by the title of the video. I know some of you are going to comment specific things about certain states that I'm going to flip, but again, keep in mind this is the best case scenario for the Democrats if everything works in their favor, and some of you still may be a little closed-minded about certain states, and that's okay, because again, we are still on a political stage. There will always be disagreements, but this is coming from my point of view. As the best case scenario for the Democrats. So don't get too angry about that. But we're going to start off with all the safe states, and we already know how those are going to turn out. So the ones that are, I'm going to be doing this by a shaded region, by the way. But the best case scenario for the Democrats, clearly, of course, they hold on to every state they carried back in 2016. I'm going to be doing this by a shaded margin. So it's like 10 to 15% is solid, 10% or more 11% or more is solid, 5 to 10% is likely, and then 1 to 5% is leaning for each respective party. So we're just going to go through that now. Obviously, some states are probably not going to go to either political party super solidly, so we're going to come back to those particular states. Let's see. South Carolina, we'll come back to Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. Okay. So we pretty much have all these safe states in the best case scenario for the Democrats. Actually, in their best case scenario, states like Minnesota, Maine, 1st District, Maine at large is not going to be safe, but their 1st District would be safe. Virginia, that's pushing it a little bit. So when we're looking at the map for the best case scenario for the Democrats, clearly they would need to win a number of these safe states, and they're probably going to, because keep in mind this is their best case scenario. So we're going to take out the likely tool, and we're going to go through that now. So the Rust Belt would be likely in the Democrats' best case scenario. They're probably not going to win it by double digits like they did back in 2008, but we'll see probably margins that are nearing the 2012 margins, enough to give the Democrats a clear and concise victory. In Virginia, of course, likely. New Hampshire would be likely. Maine at large would be likely in the best case scenario. And that 2nd District would be leaning in their column. That actually looks pretty cool with all that blue in Maine. It's just different hues. But 264 electoral votes for the Democrats already. Clearly, they're going to win. But when we're looking at this map, so Colorado would be a likely state, and this one puts them over the top. So that gives the Democrats 273 electoral votes. But they would also carry Nevada by a likely margin. So some of these states are Republican states, and they are considered toss-ups as of right now. So South Carolina in the Democrats' best case scenario would be likely, along with Missouri. I think Missouri and Indiana we could see. I think Missouri could be likely, Indiana likely, Montana likely, but these states are probably going to get really close compared to where they were in 2016. Not saying they'll be within 1 to 5%, but I'm saying that they're going to get drastically closer than where they were in 2016 in the best case scenario for the Democrats. Over in Nebraska, they would carry that 2nd District pretty handedly in their best case scenario. In Utah, a third-party candidate in the best case scenario runs, and Trump narrowly carries the state of Utah, but we really don't see a possibility for a Democratic victory in Utah for a while. In Arizona, we would possibly see a Democratic victory in their best case scenario, along with Ohio and Iowa. And we go down to North Carolina, again, another state, Georgia. I'm just going to go through the swing states now, and now Florida. And then that puts the Democrats at 375 electoral votes and Trump at 122. It'll probably carry Alaska, but it would be by a likely margin compared to a safe margin that it was back in 2016. Actually, it may or may not have been safe. I can look at my map in just a second. I can't really tell the distinction of the color, but it probably wasn't as safe as it used to be, but it'd probably still be in the likely column. And then Texas, that one in the Democrats' best case scenario keep in mind everything would be working for them. I'm going to narrowly put that one in the Democratic column. Again, it's probably not going to happen. I'm just saying that this, if everything works to the Democrats' favor, we see a Texas possibly going narrowly in the Democratic column. So final electoral map, that one can fluctuate back and forth. I'll probably leave it as a pure toss-up finishing off the video. 375 electoral votes for the Democrats, 125 for Donald Trump, and 38 too close to call. But to be completely honest, it is a possibility that the Democrats win this if everything works in their favor. Keep that in mind. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's likely to happen, but if everything is working in their favor, it is possible. So I'm going to come out with another video in just a moment, so this one will probably be uploaded first. Ooh, that was a coupon page. Interesting. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. Again, comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.